How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Is It a Buy, where we talk about stocks and try to determine if they are worth a buy or maybe a pass. My name is Corey. I just like to preface the video by saying I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about stocks, so please take what I say with a grain of salt, all right? Let me see if I can zoom in here for you guys. Oh, man. Maybe I can select all of this and make this larger. That's probably good, right? All right. Yo, what's up, Lee? It ain't easy being squeezy. What's up, Chris? Rafter? How? Andrew? All right. Guys, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to go through like the course and see, just make sure I'm not missing anything. If there's anything additional you guys want to see, please let me know. We'll kind of go through this. And if we get through this pretty quickly, maybe we'll talk about a few stocks, talk about what's going on with Dogecoin, take a little peek. I don't even have Webull pulled up. Let's get Webull pulled up. We can take a look. I've been following crypto over this weekend, and man, Dogecoin has been all over the place. It has been up and down and up and down. Let's look at the 5-day for Doge, and we can zoom in over here. We're Saturday. Today's the 18th. Oh, geez. So yesterday it went all the way to 23 cents, and then back up to like 35 cents, and now it's at 30. So it's just all over the place. Let me scoot this a little bit. Cool. Never late, ever again. What's up, Ian? What's up, George? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Buck? Let's talk about, and let's check Bitcoin a bit. Oh my gosh. And I'm sure you guys saw this. There's some interesting speculation as to what the heck happened here. I mean, this is weird, guys. Let's look at the dang last 3 months of Bitcoin. And, I guess we do have some of these. I guess, you know what? There's a few candles like that now that I look at it. And we do have some here. So, you know what? A lot of people are freaked. Well, dang, this one's the biggest I've ever seen. Because there's some big ones over here. This one's pretty large as well. So, but some interesting speculation as to exactly what this is. I'm not trying to see. So, who knows? Raptor says, "Do you think Doge is good for a swing trade?" A lot of speculation going around Doge right now. I'm a little freaked out. I've been thinking about jumping in, but if I jump in, it will definitely be at one of these dips of 23, 25 cents, something like that. Maybe anything as low as it goes. I wouldn't be buying here at 30 something cents, but then again, I didn't want to buy at 16 cents, and look at me now. So that is what that is. Let's talk about the course really quick. We'll talk about a few questions. We're gonna have a good time. And Ian says, "How's everyone? Everyone good? We gonna be wild?" So I think we're all anticipating some crazy moves this week. If you guys haven't seen the posts on Reddit, apparently Citadel has been busy since like I think at 9 p.m. or 1 a.m. or something. I think it was last night. There was a bunch of weird activity at the Citadel building, and where the lights were on, and so on Google, is it Google Maps or Google Business or something, you can see, how you see when a store is busy or whatever. There was something interesting saying that at 3 a.m., like 2 or 3 a.m., whatever it was, that there was a lot of people there, which is very strange. So it was very weird, and we saw the lights were on. It's interesting, very interesting stuff. But let's take a look at the stocks. I mean the course, and we'll go through it. Then we'll talk about some stuff. What is up, James? James, I'm not sure if that printed the way you were hoping it was going to print, my friend. I don't think that printed. Anyways, so let's take a look. So for the course, and let me know what you want to add and remove. So I figure we'll start with my story, my trading history, and then the course layout. And and don't, you can ignore my my stuff in parentheses. That's more for me. This is my like direct notebook here, because translating last time how I did it was a big pain. So that is that's that. Ian, I have not seen that one, my friend. That sounds crazy interesting. Okay, I'll read this one really quick, then we'll go back to the course. Ian says, "Did you notice that if the brokers don't have the money to I think, a secure the lent shares by April 22nd, the SEC is going to make them recall every dang share lent out. Ian, can you send me the article or the post so I can like verify the validity of that? Because it sounds very interesting. I love it, but I just want to just confirm it. So that's my idea for the beginning, and then we're going to talk about the basics, guys. And I need to make sure, I need your guys' help. And again, you know, well, I don't know if I said this, but I'm going to be able to add to the course and stuff. So if there's anything you feel like, oh, you know, I didn't explain it so well, or there's something I'm missing, I can always add to it. Really not that big a deal. But I'd rather get it right the first time whenever all the settings are the same, like my background and everything, and then we can go from there, okay? So, I'm going to go over some easy ones. What is a stock? Why do companies issue stock? Does every company issue stock? Can any company issue stock? How is value determined? Like, what's an IPO? What is a security? What is an ETF? Mutual fund, index fund? What is a bond? A SPAC? Dividend? What a bull is versus a bear? What is liquidity? How much money will I make? And then what a good return is over a year, because we're in a very, very unique situation this year, because a lot of times, how do I say this? Traditionally, in a regular market, it's more difficult to make money. Right now, we're in I know it all crashed, but it's basically it's basically like a bull market right now, right? Everything kind of crashed, and this was around March 18th of last year, and then it's all been kind of recovering. And so during that recovery, you know, we've seen some interesting stuff. Now, as far as in normal times, you know, people are happy with like a 20%. People are very happy with a 20% return on their investment, you know, so things like that. James says, add the dividend X date. Most don't know that you only have to hold the share the day before the X date. Okay, dividend issued. Damon, I appreciate you being here, my friend, but I would recommend that you focus on your test, my dude. That is probably going to be the best use of your time. And you can always watch the video at a later time and give me your input. But for now, good luck on your test, my friend. And, you know, we'll catch you later. Issued, they only have to buy the share. EX date. All right, got that written down. Thank you, James. Jackson really quick says, what happened to share recount and DTC 005? DTC 005 there was a procedural issue with the way it was filed. They just have to refile it, but nothing is going to change from my understanding of it. Everything's going to be the same. It's just going to be added back to it. As far as the share recount, from my understanding, that is still on. Still being waited on, but it is, I think it's supposed to be done by 4/20. So we could see some crazy price action this week. Again, if we don't have crazy price action, it's okay. I'm cool with it. I don't think anything's changed, and that's it. Share. So if a DivX date is April 20th, the person needs to hold the share on April 19th in order to get the pay. They could sell the share on the extended date, X date. Man, that's some crazy stuff. All right. Thank you for that. Yeah, and any other suggestions, please let me know. Fantastic. Thank you for that, James. Bulls versus bears, what they are, what is a hedge fund, like how do they work and stuff, what is liquidity, what is did I already say how much money will I make? Oh yeah, okay, so I'm recovering this again, and then good returns. Cool. So I also want to cover something, and I'm not sure if I'm going to actually add this in the end. I have this question mark here just because I'm not really sure if this is something I'm going to add. But stock laws, I think right now we're in a unique situation where I do want to share this with people, and I want to look them up for myself also. Some of this stuff is also going to be educational for me, right? Like I don't know every single question I'm asking here. I think they're good. And, you know, I guess while we've heard of everything, you know, it'll be good to get a very, very good definition, very clear about some of these things. And, you know, it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a lot of good learning, a lot of good, just it's gonna be great all the way around. And even if you are a seasoned investor, I still think it'll be a good course, just because it'll still allow people to just, even if you pick up a few things, it's like worth it. You know what I mean? It's just your time essentially. And this stuff, and, you know, even things like, you know, what is a stock, and, you know, what is an IPO, all these things. Like, the reason I have not reinventing the wheel here is because I'm going to be taking definitions from websites. Like, for example, Investopedia, right? Investopedia, they'll give me a solid example of an IPO, and I'm not here to like reinvent the wheel. And if I don't feel like the explanation is good, I'm just gonna explain it, you know, in easy to understand terms. Nobody is selling this thing. Yeah, I agree. Steve says, what do you think about the people noticing high activities through Google search of various banks, Citadel institutions? So I think it's very interesting, Steve, what is being found out. What I'm weary to do though is preach it on the channel, because I don't know if it actually means anything. You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard to, it sounds very interesting and it might mean something, but until I have definite concrete proof that it like, or even a very solid speculation as to what it might mean, where I can let people know this is speculation, it's hard to say. But I think it's very, very interesting what we're seeing. James says, it's a swing traders play, hunt the dividend dates, and sell. That's actually super interesting. And so, James, I'm glad you brought this up, right? Because this is a good, you know, I'm going to put a question mark here, and I'll tell you why. Because this is going to be a solid intro to investing type course, right? And I'll show you what I mean. So, for example, whenever we talk about, like, so there's going to be like a small section on like day trading, for example. This is not a day trading course. This is not anything. I'm going to talk about a few like swing trading, day trading, and long-term trading. I'm going to talk about things like some options and stuff, but it's not going to be a definitive every single thing that you need for like day trading and stuff. I think I'm going to be able to cover options very, very at a base level, but it's not going to be anything crazy like where I'm covering every single option. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot what they're called. Like, every single option. Let me choose one over here. Like all these different kinds, like single, covered, straddle, strangle, vertical. So I'm not going to cover all of those because I feel like that's a specific options course in itself. Even day trading is a specific course in itself. And so this is going to be the more introductory, and then whatever you want to branch out into, the goal is to have those additional courses, you know what I mean? So I'm going to have an options course, like an in-depth option course. I'm going to have an in-depth day trading course, this and that. And so, for example, like what you're giving me here, this could be either an advanced course, or it can be in a, like a, I don't want to say day trading course, but kind of, you know what I mean? Like, so maybe swing trading, like you say here, swing traders play that. So that's actually very interesting. I've never heard that concept before, honestly, just to be completely honest. I never even thought about it. That's freaking genius. My only question is how the taxes work on that. But who knows? Bobby, what is up, my friend? What is up, Hamo? And so that's that. So I do want to talk about some stock laws, just because we're in an interesting place right now. And what I mean by this is, like, you can't go on Reddit or you can't post on Twitter, let's all buy this stock. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people with social media and influencers and stuff, this is a very confusing concept, right? Especially because we see Jim Cramer literally telling people to buy the stock. We see, I mean, like Elon Musk even going on there. He doesn't tell them to buy the stock, but he influences the stock in a way. You know what I mean? And Papa Elon is cool, but it's just weird. You know, so it's very fine line, and so I want to look into it just for myself, also, you know, for myself, and also share the knowledge because it's super interesting. Dave says we're going to the moon, bro. AMC, what is that? 10K. One man, it's hard to see the zeros of the comma. Yeah, 10K. 10K the floor is what people are saying. People really believe 10K is going to be the floor. Remember, if it can go up to 50K, or you know, or it can go to whatever. Theoretically, this is not financial advice, but people are saying even if it goes to a million, 10 million, whatever it's going to go to, they sell at 10K because that's the floor. You don't sell it on the way up. They're saying you sell it on the way down, which is like, holy smokes. So let's talk about these things. So even things as simple as like, when should you start trading stocks? And so, you know, this is where I'm going to talk about like compound interest, how it's better to get in sooner than later. You don't need much money to start trading stocks. It's like, it's good stuff to go through. You know what I mean? Just so new investors, I think people don't understand that when, you know, the time to invest in the stocks is when you're, you know, as soon as you can, 18, so that money compounds. And it's hard to do, but yeah. Excuse me. The more you make, the more you get taxed hunting the dates, but volume is everything. And if you do it enough, you don't care what you pay. Uncle Sam. Good point. Good point. Wall Street Pickers says I bought 300 Shiba Inu tokens for, I don't know what this means. Is that a crypto? And then, so there are two different sections, and I'm not sure if you guys have an opinion on what should go first, what should go second. So we have here how to trade stocks and how to pick stocks. And I feel like this one should go first, just because, you know, I look at this and I think, you know, you can pick stocks later, but like, how do you even trade stocks? You know what I mean? Maybe you just want to start the account. Maybe you already have your picks and you just want to start trading. So I think I will leave this one first. But simple questions like, what is the market? What is a stock exchange? There's several you know, there are multiple stock exchanges, and things to know about that. Trading hours. What is a broker? Which broker is best? Oh, here I also talk about investing early. Maybe I'll have this instead of that. There we go. I like that structure. Class A versus Class B stocks, and this is one of those maybe ones. I'm not too sure. Hey, what is up? Nah. And then stock splits and reverse splits. Good concepts to know. Very good concepts to know. Man, Jackson's famous in here. Oh, Jackson. I know Jackson. I've seen your videos. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. I was like, Jackson Hunter. But yeah, I've seen your videos. Hey, this is pretty cool. Thanks, buddy. Thanks for showing up. Let's see. How to trade stocks, stock reverse splits. Let's see. How to pick stocks. So there's the intuitional investing, which I'll go into. And I'm not sure if that's the right name. That's why I have the question mark near. And And then I have the traditional way, which research, you know, all your proper DD, all that good stuff. Finding opportunities. So this is where we're going to talk about like shorted stocks and like undervalued stocks, overvalued stocks. We'll also talk about news in future. You know, there's different catalysts that you would choose in a company, and you know, doing and not doing. Mohammed, hello, my friend. Mohammed says last time DFV, aka Roaring Kitty, uh, doubled down. It caused a squeeze. Do you think it will squeeze tomorrow? That is a good question. I don't think that him alone would be a catalyst for a squeeze. Although he did purchase a lot of shares, I don't think that he is going to single-handedly cause the squeeze. And that's my personal thought, but I don't think so. I'm very bullish to everything happening in the market right now. I've never been more convicted, especially seeing all the DD, a lot of stuff that, you know, all the people coming on the show. I've been talking to a lot of people kind of behind the scenes as well. A lot more good DD to come, by the way. But yeah, I've never been more convicted. I don't know if he's going to cause it, but I feel good. Just not enough volume. Yeah, I think we need. I think that we need a news catalyst. I think there's going to be a news catalyst that puts that pressure, and that pressure is going to be sick. So how to pick stock. Okay, so next is how to pick stocks. Oh, I already talked about this. News, and then managing emotions. And the emotions are so important whenever it comes to these stocks, right? There's sentiment. There's there's a lot. Hey Damta, or Damta. Do you have a Tobit updates? His progress since your conversation? Will he be on again? I'm sure he will be on again. I text him. We text back and forth sometimes. And cool guy, dude. Like the freaking coolest guy. And I do plan on having him on again. Right now, we don't have anything set in stone. I can't really talk too much about what he's been up to, but he's been very busy, and very very busy. And now he's like a mod on Superstonk, I think it is. So he's doing the most. He's doing such a good job. Hopefully, I'll have him on soon to do some DD, and you guys will definitely know. Hey, what's up, Kimberly? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's get back to this really quick. So, okay, so also, I think this is an important part that, you know, people may be missing. And it's like even something as simple as reading these things, you know, you go to, even sometimes I go to, what was that stock? Is it Seeking Alpha or something? I go to one of these websites. No, it's not Seeking Alpha. It's the one that Matt Kors uses. And so people tell me to use that site, but it has so much information on it that it's like, holy smokes, like, where do I even begin with this? And so I like to look at this, and I think it'll be helpful for people to say, okay, well, like, let's break this down in a super, super easy way. Even like, you know, the days range, the bid and the ask, like what volume is versus average volume. I mean, like, you know, all these different things I think are important to know what a market cap is, PE ratio, the beta, all of these things are important to know. And so this is something I do want to be covering on my on the course. So this is something I do want to cover. Steve, what are your thoughts on with bond selling? You know, I really don't have like a definitive thought. I would say I'm really not too versed on exactly what's going on with their bonds and what they're selling. It's kind of telling with what is going on, especially after the Tobit the everything short. It's scary what's going on. It's almost like he predicted exactly what's happening, and it is happening, and it's very scary. He has a question. I'll get to your question in a second. Okay, so Mohammed says, do you think volume might cause a squeeze or news only? I think it's kind of a combination. It's whatever's going to trigger kind of the volume. I guess the volume is the end all be all, right? If there's enough volume to, and it has to, it can't, I don't think it can just be volume. It has to be like positive buying type volume. You know what I mean? And I think that would happen with the news. They're kind of, in my opinion, they would kind of go hand in hand, right? So there would be some kind of huge news catalyst that pushed a bunch of people to buy, huge volume, a lot of buying pressure, and people want the stock, and then it's going to go up, and then theoretically it may trigger a margin call, or they would be forced to cover, whatever it would be. But I think we're getting crazy freaking close. James says, another topic, the frequently of looking at your holdings is not. Hey, I like that. I like that a lot, James. I like that a lot. Let's see. I would put that up here. Say, I feel like I need a whole new after you have your stocks, maybe something like that, and then it would be and then that is where managing your emotions would go. Looking at your stocks every single day, up. Yeah, hey, that was a really good one. Thank you, James. I love that. Super important. Super important. Set it and forget it. And so this is going to be depends. I'll erase that because I do like that one. Excellent. Good ones. And see how you trigger me? This is what I try to do with you guys whenever we're talking about stocks, right? Hey, Daniel, I try to trigger you guys. So like whenever we're talking about hey, is this a good buy? Well, you tell me. Like, have you thought about these questions? And that, I love it. Thank you so much. James says, Corey, can you compare the volume for recent highs and AMC's to last week? Yeah, let me take a look. Compare the recent highs of AMC compared to last week. Oh gosh, we're talking about volume. I don't know if there's an easy way. We might be able to do weeks actually. And if we do weeks in here, we can see the volume for the past few weeks. So this one was super low volume, and you can see this right up here, right? So the volume right here. So this volume right here was 230 million, 230 million, 182 million, 466 million, 752 million, 707 million, 410, 1 billion for the week. Yeah, okay, I'm making sure this is doing it right. 266 million. So we can see some crazy stuff. And then some, okay, so man, is this last? Oh no, this started Saturday. So pretty interesting stuff. I'm not sure if that's actually helpful right now, but well, actually, it's been low volume and it goes down, right? High volume seems to go up whenever it's above. Let's see. When it's above 400 million, it seems to go in an upward direction. Hey, that's actually a very interesting observation. James, that was a very interesting observation because look, if it's under 4 million, it goes so, it seems to go down, right? So here, this goes down, down, down. This one, pretty, it was wide range, but you know what? It was still like up here, and that was over 400 million. And this one is over 700 million. It's this high. And all of these, anytime it went in an upward direction, there was over about 400 million, which is a very interesting thing. I don't know if that has any weight at all. Probably not. Just a small observation. Let's see if I look at these. These were low volume back in the day, but yeah, that's okay. But something interesting. Cool little observation there. Let me get back to what I was missing. Daniel, hello. I already said hi, I think. Okay, so key market. I got you, my friend. Key Market says, have you ever considered using the Greeks when thinking about options? Yes, but they're not. I don't put too much weight in them, and I'll tell you why. The one that I mostly look at is I believe it's the theta. And I'll tell you why. I look at the theta because this is how much you're going to be losing. From my understanding, it's how much you'll be losing each day as the stock doesn't reach the strike price, right? And here it's like 4 cents and stuff. And sometimes it's like, less than a penny or whatever. And I really don't have any issues with that. So as far as these go, I mean, they're good to know. And it is something I do plan on covering in my course, in this course that we're talking about. But it's really not something I worry much about. I do like to look at it and make sure that it's not too high, like something, like 4 cents or something. But then again, it's only a few days away, so you got to kind of take that for what it is. But realistically, I don't look at them too much. I'm mostly looking at what I think it's gonna strike at, and the graphs, like what's my break even price. Okay, so it just needs to hit, so if at $29 strike, it just needs to hit 29.04, whereas some of them, even if it's like, for example, $29 strike, it would still need to hit, like I've seen one where it was like $10 above the strike or whatever, which is just crazy. Like, so your strike is this, yeah, but your strike is basically, that break even mark, is the way I kind of view it. But I think they have its place, but not something I'm personally too concerned about whenever I'm trading options. Just personally, not really my. I don't. Let's put it this way: I've never looked at an option and said, "Oh, the delta is to whatever," and so I'm not going to buy it. So. Steve says, yes, thanks, Corey. I need more of the DDs. Yeah, absolutely. Especially what's going on, right? I know it's a lot of crazy stuff going on. I've been trying to get some good people to come on. Like, I have no problem presenting the DDs, right? But I don't want to be the person that like reads them verbatim and then I give you like a half-baked, thought out, my thought in the moment. I really want to have like a good understanding before I present it. And it's just so much easier to have the person who wrote the DD come on, and then I ask them questions and like they help explain it in an easy way. But I've also been super slammed, guys. I've been trying to like make this course, have so much in the works for like the channel with like merch, or like a website, all this stuff. I'm like, I'm spread so thin. Hamo says, I think AMC will squeeze this week. Hamo, I don't want to put a time frame on it, but I'm very, very bullish for the very near future. I won't say this week, but there are some interesting things happening this week. This week, but I feel good. I feel good. And if nothing happens this week, what are you going to do? Are you going to be okay? Are you going to be super disappointed? Are you going to be like, oh, it's like never going to happen and sell? I feel good about everything, even if let's put it this way. I'm waiting until January, because I feel like by January, this stock is at least going to be doubled, in my personal opinion. And so I'm good. Now, if anything happens before January, then heck yeah, I'm feeling super good. But if it doesn't happen before then, I'm good. Like, I'm chilling and I'm comfortable holding. So that might help your mentality, and maybe you don't get like up in arms if it doesn't like go to the moon, but just some things that help me out a little bit. Max says, if I'm on TD Ameritrade and the squeeze happened pre-market or after hours, would it last a while for me to take profits? So Max, yeah, I think so, and if you look at the squeeze, what happened previously, if you look at the 3 month, we can see here that yes, the action did happen in the pre-market, but look, during the actual hours, like it was still at $20, right? Even here, like they're still at $20, and I think it was going to go even higher, because remember, on the 28th is when they restricted trading. So this was going to, remember how this went like up in here, right? I think it was going to go up here, and I wouldn't be surprised if this would have hit $30-40 on this date. I wouldn't have been surprised in the least bit. But they halted trading. It was messed up. It was absolutely awful. I remember I was there that morning, and I read it, and I was like, well, I'm sure people will hold, and whatever happened. So I held. But anyways, yes. And another thing is, theoretically, if you've looked at all of the squeezes that have happened previously, and a lot of these stocks, it's not a one-day event, typically, right? It's a multiple day event. So, or we saw one that was 2 weeks. So, And if Tesla really was a short squeeze, that one lasted 8 months. Okay, so I think it'd be okay. But not financial advice. You make your own decision. But I think if your question is like, is TD Ameritrade gonna do it? Yeah, I mean, you should be fine. And does TD Ameritrade not let you trade after hours of pre-market? Evening, Chris. What's up, Lee? Oh gosh, it's happening. I'm getting far behind. Managing emotions every Sunday night. I get a sudden urge of excitement. Yeah, I know. Oh gosh. Anyone else numb to the entire situation? Yeah, I'm like numb. I'm numb to it, honestly. And whatever happens is cool. I feel good. I feel good with my position. I'm not gonna sell. And that's that. Like, it is what it is. Here we go. Key market. Okay, key market has an idea for this. So key market says, think of, nope, in that category, managing stocks, managing stocks, managing emotions. The category. Oh gosh, I lost it. Oh, setting goals before investing is important. Like stop losses. Setting goals. Okay. Key market. Managing stocks. Okay, so here, and so setting goals. Can you give me? Okay, I think you give me think of the term. How long you hold a position? How long you plan to hold? The only thing about that is I'm gonna say having a plan. Having a plan. Holding losses. To execute. I'm going to put having a plan, and I'll tell you why. Instead of having a goal, because if you have a goal, my goal is let's do it this way. My goal is Roblox is going to hit $80, is going to double by the end of 2021, right? Okay, sure, that's a goal, and maybe it's attainable, right? But if Roblox starts, if Roblox starts plummeting and there's a negative news catalyst, my goal is now changed, so I would say having a plan rather than having a goal. I mean, it's exactly what you're saying essentially, but just I don't know, just the verbiage for my own smooth brain. But I like your thought. Something's happening with these banks. Something big is coming. I think something big is coming. I think something is happening with the banks, but it's hard to speculate exactly what. And I don't want to spread any kind of misinformation. I don't want people to get too bullish at the wrong time. But I feel like something is going to happen. Doge to $2 on 420. Could you imagine? Think of the term. Moneymaker says gonna buy some Doge tomorrow. If it stays this low, gotta sell some stocks. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's well, even now, I mean, it's really not that low currently. It's at 32 cents. I liked it better when it was at 26 cents. This happened just yesterday, right? Oh, that was today? Even today it was at 26 cents. So you might be able to buy a dip, but if you want to get in, might as well. Do what you like. What do you think about Coinbase? I like Coinbase. I think it's a long-term hold. That's one of those stocks that I would put when and if we go to the moon. I'm going to diversify, and that's one of the places I'll put my diversification in. But I feel good about it. I think it's great. I'm sure it'll flow with crypto. It's kind of like Mara, and what is the other one? Riot, I think. I think they're going to kind of flow with crypto. What's up, Derek? James, okay, more for the course. Let's see. Not sure if you have this, but sectors, holdings, diversification. When I was a noob. Okay. Sectors and holding diversification. Let's see. Pick stocks. I'm gonna put that in here. Oops. We'll paste as regular. There we go. Good thinking. I like that. Is Doge a dead dog? I don't think Doge is dead. I think I'm a little weary about what's going on with crypto right now. Some interesting things, some like scary stuff. Look at Bitcoin, what happened here. I don't know. Some weird stuff is going on. It recovered very well, but I don't know. A little tricky, a little scary right now. Derek says, any advice on what to do if I have options that expire on Friday but want to move them? Like sell them at lunch tomorrow and buy out another month. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. And so that's something I have done before where I'd rather, and I guess, I don't know, so my thought process at the time, because I've done that before, was I misplaced the order. I placed it for the wrong month. And so I kind of just got out of it immediately just because I'd rather eat those quick losses rather than hold it and then it dips more or whatever and I lose like all my money. And so it was close to being, I think it was like just in the money or close to, I lost like a few bucks, or like I think it was like $10 or something, but I think it's okay. Matt, that's you, my dude, giving me the greatest advice I've ever heard. Thank you, my friend. I would have never known. I thought you were some kind of genius. But what was I saying? James, I already answered that one. So yeah. So what I was gonna say, who is this? Derek. Yeah, don't be afraid to, what I did in that case is I, do what you need, but I just cut it early and just put it the right place. And that was my bad. I ate it. And you know what? Now I'm very, very careful about when I put those. So, what your thoughts are. Thank you very much, Matt. You do realize the actual squeeze will last days. Yeah, I said that. Kimberly, wondering if I should sell Mara and Riot. I'm in at a pretty high price, can't average down, but you also know that they're going to tank tomorrow. Are they? Oh, I don't know if they're going to tank tomorrow. It seems like you're pretty confident in that. And that's something I talk about in this course, and I'm just going to relay everything back to the course, try to get it on track as much as possible. But yes, I do. There's a difference between cutting losses and, if you don't want to average down, I totally understand. I'm there like literally right now with some stocks. Well, they're options, which is why I'm not averaging down. Otherwise, I would have cut losses. But yes, I totally understand what you're saying. And I will say I'm personally bullish on both of those in the long term. But if you just don't want to hold, or you know what, if you're down, even if you're down, let's put it this way. And this is something I've come to terms with that might help anybody, okay, with like, and this is my personal philosophy, right? Let's say I'm down, let's have a $500 stock, right? I'm down 50%. So I'm at $250. I put in 500. I'm at 250. I'm like, dang, what do I want to do? Do I want to hold and maybe it'll go back to 500 and surpass it in X amount of time? Or let's say I anticipate it's going to recover in like 6 months, right? And I'll be break even in 6 months. Or, and this is something I'm currently considering with one of my stocks, is I'm down 20%. What I'm thinking about doing is cutting losses and putting it in literally like AMC or GameStop, because I do anticipate the squeeze is going to happen within 6 months, right? So for sure, in my head, this is my personal thoughts, not financial advice. In my personal head, I figure, well, you know what? It would be worth it to cut those 20% losses, put it in AMC or GameStop, whatever you want, and then then I would definitely get the gains. I'll make up that 20% and more. So that's kind of my thought process. I don't know if that helps, but just different things to think about. What do you think about call options that expire on the 23rd? Do you prefer them or one that expires on the 30th? I am very, very, very cautious about my call options. I like them to expire as far out as I possibly dang can, because I'd rather pay a smaller premium, like a more of a premium, like I guess when I say smaller, I mean a higher premium, a little bit of a higher premium, rather than having them expire out of the money, because there's no worse feeling than having them expire out of the money. So while I'm extremely bullish on, for example, June 18th $40 strike calls, like 55, almost 56,000 people, or 56,000 contracts, because people could buy multiple contracts. There are 56,000 contracts here at the $40 in June, which I love, and this premium is only $34. Okay, but I like the September ones just because it's a little further out, and granted it's like $57, almost like double, but in my opinion it's still just like safer, and that's why you're paying that higher premium, because it is safer, in theory. Let's go back to here. Kevin, greetings from Tokyo. Very cool. Welcome, my friend. Guys, I'm super far behind in the chat, by the way. Don't mind that I'm behind in the chat. Just know I am reading the chat. I'm trying to get to everybody's question, and that's that. Okay, so no worries. Just I'll read you the question, and then you could follow me. I'm sorry I'm behind. I just want to read every single person's chat because I care about all of it. So, Funk Breakers say TD, Cash App, Robinhood, all of them only trade during market hours. Well, I believe Robinhood you get 30 minutes before market, and you get after hours. James says, once you like market and find keep your wife, have kids, you hate the weekends. When is a happy day? Oh gosh. Exactly, James. I love my wife, but do you look at block trades, bro? Not particularly, to be honest. I don't want to lie to you, EL. I don't typically look at block trades unless there's some like kind of DD on it. I know there's been like good DD on some block trades that have been very interesting, but not particularly. If there's any kind of specific event or something you want me to take a look at, I'd be more than happy to chat about it. Joshua says, don't you think crypto like Doge is taken away from the AMC squeeze? I think mostly no. But what I do worry about is people are like trying to, similar to what I just said, right? The opportunity cost of cutting those losses really quick and switching. And that's for a different stock, not AMC that I'm talking about. But I can see people saying, oh, like I'm gonna just hop on Doge, get my money really quick and jump back, which I think would be counterproductive to the squeeze theoretically. However, I think that me, like for example, I'd rather just put a few bucks in Doge, because you know what? Doge, even if Doge doubled, like I'm already so far into AMC, like I'm not going to, it wouldn't be worth it for me. On top of that, like I think AMC is going to go further than Doge in the short term, percentage wise. And so that's my personal thoughts. But if they're going to leave, they're going to leave. Not too much people can do. Topic: in the money versus out of the money call options. Yeah, actually, I do like that. Good suggestion. Thank you. I'm gonna leave this one open. Oh boy. Funk says, do you think that these hedge funds have been pumping crypto so they can dump that to cover to the likes of AMC and Jamie? I've seen that theory. I apologize. I've seen that theory on Wall Street Bets, Reddit, essentially, and I think it's very interesting. If you were on Reddit, you saw that the Citadel lights, like people were in Citadel allegedly like at 3 a.m., 2 a.m. yesterday, which is like holy smokes. But hard to speculate exactly what's going on there. But I think I saw a theory that like the SEC is like raiding them and going through all their paperwork and stuff, which may be true, may not be true. But I think I saw some interesting DD to say, you know, that may be what's happening, that they're either trying to hide their money in crypto or they're trying to use crypto to pay for what's going to happen. I don't know, a bunch of different theories, but I think there's some weird stuff happening, and I can't wait to find out what the heck is going on definitively. I don't know if we're even going to find out definitively until this is all over. It's on the news or something, you know, someone's arrested. I don't know. I need info on in the money, out the money, when to sell. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. And you know what? I'm going to put selling and selling early, exercising, just to make sure I don't miss anything. But thank you, Raptor. James says, might as well throw in some trade restriction violations so people know how long shares take to settle in cash, and when it's good to trade restrictions and violations. I'll write it down. I think a lot of brokerages, they'll give you the I'll put this here. Oh, whoops. And I'm going to put a question mark here just because I think a lot of brokerages do a good job of explaining these things and like make sure, you know, they say, hey, this hasn't settled yet. Like, for example, I did this in Webull and they said, hey, these funds haven't settled yet. If you do this, like, you may be penalized, something like that. So, but I like where your head's at. Olive says, Gary Gensler said he is cracking down on crypto being used for money laundering. Holy smoke, sworn in yesterday. Okay, bullish. That's what I say. What are the possibilities that the squeeze won't happen? Or what information proves the opposite of what everyone is waiting for? There's some interesting counter arguments being made. It's hard speculation though, and I'm not. It's speculation. There's so much speculation about have they covered, haven't they covered, did they double down, didn't they double down? I do believe they doubled down, and a lot of things are leading me to believe that the squeeze is going to happen. There is a chance that I think the squeeze, personally, I think the squeeze is going to happen either way. What I don't know is if the hedge funds are actually going to be losing as much money as we think they're going to lose. I still think I'm going to get paid a freaking dumb amount of money, but I think that I wonder if they're going to write it up by buying, you know, let's say they're going to lose $1 billion, you know, or billions of dollars, I guess, and they put some money long to write it up, and then they write it back down. Let's say it goes to $10,000. It's not going to hold $10,000 forever, so they would write it back down. I don't know. I feel like they're going to do. I don't think they'll make a lot of money, but I don't think that they may not go bankrupt. They might. I don't know. It's hard to speculate. A lot of speculation, but that's a good question. It's hard exactly to say, but I'm not trying to spread any kind of misinformation or anything. Right now, all I want is change, and we're seeing that with these DTCC filings, and I want to make a lot of money, frankly, you know. So. But very good question. It's just hard to speculate, and I really don't want to contribute to any kind of like fear or uncertainty or doubt that could come from it. But I'll just kind of leave it at that. Truth says there's no possibility that this does not happen. The clock tick tocks. Go see Houston Way's last interview with Jackson Hunter. Okay. I think Jackson Hunter was in just in here. Truth, you missed him. All shorts must cover. Yeah, I agree. I think all shorts will have to cover, and I think they're going to cover bad. I really do. Trade restriction violations. When Fast and Furious releases, AMC will go up $1. To the moon, everyone. The moon. Also, it can be said. Ilya says, also, can it be said, what is the maximum amount of time until these stocks will get covered? such as a couple months or more, even years. It really depends on what happens. I think with DCC filing 00 or 801, I think they're going to, hey, Miss Rodriguez. I do think that pop, pop, pop. What was I saying? Are you recording the course? If so, what if I have a question? Raptor, please, anybody, please feel free to. So this is going to be a live stream like video. You're going to be able to watch this video later. You can add that question. You can also send me the question directly on either anywhere. You can send it to me on Discord, would be probably the best. But yes, feel free to ask me these questions, bring them up during a live stream at a later time, anything like that. I would love to make sure all your questions are answered. And we're going to continue to go through this. So let me read Ilya's really quick. So also, can it be said, what is the maximum time until these stocks will get covered, such as a couple months or even years? It's really hard to say. What I think is going to happen with the 801 is, theoretically, if it continues to go up, right, they're going to have to cover themselves entirely, because they're going to be margin calling themselves, is my theory. They're going to continue to margin call themselves and continue until they're fully covered. And I think that's what's going to happen. I think on top of that, I think other hedge funds are going to try to cover as low as possible as well. So they're both going to be covering at the same time, which is going to drive the price even further up. Then retail investors are going to jump in, and then it's going to just go nuts. So that's what I think is going to happen. Always good question. Good questions. Lee, I'm not sure if this was I don't think I have it pulled up. MKD, I think. Or is that going to work? Okay, yeah. So if I look at the 1 year and go to you said back here, you said 2018. Holy baloney. Wait. I don't know what this is. This might be a reverse split or some kind of split or something. I'm not sure what this is. I would be very cautious in looking at this. This may have been some, like I said, some kind of reverse split or something. I don't know what it was, but yikes. Yikes. Where am I at? Where's my good old AMC? Bro. There we go. Gio says, what's up, bro? And later, bro. Just came in to give you a thumbs up. Catch you tomorrow. Hey, Gio, thanks so much, buddy. I appreciate that. Olive says, you blew past 9K. Yes, I did. Subscribers. Thank you, guys. I can't believe how close I am to 10,000 subscribers. Like, it is honestly unreal. I mean, like, unreal. Gosh. You guys, man. It's all you guys. It's unreal. What's up, Michael? Show me the money. A good evening, Dabs. Remember, don't sell on the way up. Right, Keith, that we talked about that. We talked about the floor is selling on the way down. And good stuff, good stuff. Lewis says, hey, man, if you had to bet, do you think that we'll see the squeeze coming this coming week? I only ask your non-financial opinion because I'm currently transferring out of Robinhood. It's a good question. A lot of people are super bullish for the 20th, as well as what else? There's just so many things happening this week, especially what we saw happening this weekend with Citadel and their building and stuff. Crazy stuff. As far as do I think it's going to happen this week? It could happen. It really dang could. I don't want to give a date just because, like, my mentality right now is I'm holding for January or December, because I think it's going to, like, at least double just naturally by then. But I feel like there's a lot of good things happening for the stocks. And I just don't want anybody to be disappointed. It's already so hard because people are so fatigued on what's going on and they're just like trucking along. And so I don't want to bring anybody down. But you know what? It is very possible that it happens next week. A lot of crazy catalysts going on. So I am looking forward to this week, you know, but I've been looking forward to every week since January. So, you know, it's been a long time for me. So if you say something's going to happen every day, something will happen one day. Ilya says, can't these hedge funds slowly cover their shares for a long time so that they won't lose a lot of money? And overall, how does the process of covering works? Thanks for your answers with the previous question. Oh, no problem, Ilya. So as far as that question goes, can they slowly cover for the shares over a long period of time? So, right. So theoretically right now, like with the steadiness, I guess theoretically they could be like covering a little bit. And I don't see why they wouldn't be, but it's really hard to speculate exactly what's happening. I got you, Lewis. It'll probably be fine, man. Hopefully you'll probably be good. So where are you transferring to, by the way? I'm curious. So theoretically, Ilya, they could be covering, but even then, they're long. They are, I mean, they're not long, they're short. And these guys are going to be stuck in here. And I think they're going to be, my personal thoughts is they're going to be stuck. And they're going to lose a lot of money. And they're not going to be able to cover. Because remember, a short is different than a put. A short is unlimited losses. Unlimited. And they're paying, they haven't been delivering shares. As we've seen, we've seen these things. And the SEC releases these numbers, right? They haven't been delivering the GameStop and AMC shares. They haven't been delivering just all this stuff. I think they're digging themselves a huge hole and they're stuck. And so I'm bullish. To Doge trading tester. We will ask them to Doge trading tester. Oh, you think they're going to have Doge in Webull? Holy smokes, that'd be crazy. We will ask them to be a Doge trading tester. That's nuts. I want to trade. I want to be a tester. Transferring to Fidelity. Okay, cool stuff. Cool stuff. So let's go back here really quick, guys, because I do need to log off, but I wanted to go through this. Oh gosh, I'm getting so far behind. Actually, I've already covered these things. Options. So calls, puts, shorts, longs, and I'm gonna have to put margin here. Calculating profit, leaps. In the money, out the money call, options, or just options, I suppose. Selling options, selling early versus exercising the options. Swing trading, day trading, long-term trading. We'll say chart patterns, which might actually have to be its own thing. I'm also going to talk about phenomena. Phenomena being, oh yeah, post the pic in the Discord. I'll pull it up. Do I have Discord open? Why is this stuff not working? I'm sick and tired of it. All right, we'll have to look at that in a second, but phenomena. So I'm going to cover, this is going to be one of the short sections, right? Market crashes, short squeezes, and this is just phenomena. That's why. Like news catalysts, like the pandemic or something, market crashes, in bulls and bear markets. That's not really a phenomena, but I don't know. Well, we'll see if that stays in that section. Also exit strategies, when to sell limits, all these different kinds of selling options that you can do. Cutting losses versus getting bored versus getting scared, buying high and selling low. And then taxes, which is a huge one, and that's at the end on purpose so that we could talk about short-term gains, capital gains, short-term, long-term gains, losses, wash sale rule, and then how like TurboTax kind of like imports and stuff like that. So very useful things. And that's kind of what I have for the course. We'll talk about the course for another 10 minutes or something. Maybe I'll stay on for another 10 minutes. I was going to head out 10 minutes ago, but I want to give you guys a chance to talk about anything that's in here, and we can go over anything you want me to add, anything you want me to cover. I seriously hope these hedges, I think it's supposed to be, don't have anything up their sleeve for the next few days. Right. And here's the deal. I'll tell you this, Lewis. I think that they wish they had something up their sleeve, right? They've been trying, I think they've been trying to get out of their position this entire time. And I think the DTC, SE, I think everyone knows they can't get out of their position. Because I think they're still looking for ways, right? And that might be what's happening with all this crypto stuff. But again, that's speculation. But I think what's going to happen is they're going to they've been looking for a way out, and I think with these filings they're not going to get a way out. They're going to be stuck, and there's going to be a catalyst, and it's going to squeeze, and then they're going to have to go from there. But I think I truly think that they're stuck, because they would have figured out a way out a long time ago, right? These guys have been doing it for decades, so I think they're stuck. Let's see. Lewis says, a friend told me that when they get margin called, we would have a 1 week countdown for the squeeze. Is there any credibility to this? I'm not sure about that one. Like, what I think is when they get margin called, right, they're going to, I don't know if they have a certain amount of time to cover. From my understanding, with the Rule 801, they have 1 hour to kind of cover. And I think it's going to continuously, like I said, just run. It's hard to say. I think it will take a few days though, at the least to run its course. That's like minimum. But if people continue to hold, it could just continue to go. If they're not able to find the shares to buy, right? Because remember, what's going to happen is they're going to be forced to purchase the shares legally. And if they don't purchase those shares, they're in trouble. And I think what's going to happen is they're going to be, if everyone is truly holding, like not selling any shares, then I think they're going to be able to, they might not be able to cover. So it might take even longer if people are truly holding and they can't find those shares. Kyle says, the DTCC wants to rip this off like a band-aid. They won't let this bleed out. I agree. And they also don't want to be bag holders. If the hedge funds can't cover, the DTCC is bag holding and they have to cover it. They have insurance and all this yada yada stuff. But yeah, I agree. I think they're trying to get this over with, trying to be done with this. This negative press, negative spotlight. They don't want all of it. And they don't want all this extra regulation, yada yada. They want to do what they've been doing. Funk Breaker says, I think to piggyback off of the slowly covering idea, if they cover slowly, they drive it up slowly, it stays higher and higher longer. Personal opinion. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying, but I guess it depends on which way they're recovering. For example, let's say the stock goes up, right? And then they purchase in, and then they force it to go down, or it goes down, they cover a little bit. I mean, who knows? Again, it's total speculation. Who knows? But these guys have been doing it for a while. I'm sure they've learned how. But this is new, you know what I mean? This is like kind of unprecedented. So maybe I'm giving them too much credit. But remember, they're not dumb. Raptor says, Corey, I think this is a good list. Then later you can deep dive in some of the topics. Exactly, Raptor. That's exactly my plan. So guys, my plan is to have this right as an overview of the course, an overview of trading. And then in the future, if you guys want to say, like, hey, Corey, can you show us how you do your deep dives into these companies, what to look for, what not to look for, what you look at? Then I could do a whole course, depending on how long it would be. I could do a whole course on picking stocks, right? And that would include, so a whole course on picking stocks, and it would include, where's my picking stocks? Doing how to do the research, how to do this, how to find opportunities, how to predict what the future is of the country and the world and stuff. Different sectors, like what sectors are good and bad, and what's going dead and what's not going dead, stuff like that. And that could be a whole course in itself. And we can have a whole course on options, covering every single part of options. Stuff like that, I think could be cool. A whole day trading course could be legit. And so those are just going to be little subsections. Looks like Citadel is at work having a fire sale. Hockey, I don't know what's going on there, but I'm super interested to find out. Dale says, want the Federal Reserve to print off the money DTCC won't want to cover. Right. Well, I mean, here's the deal. even if the Federal Reserve does have to print the money, I think two things will happen at that point. Number one, I'll get paid. Well, you know, whoever's holding will get freaking paid, and as long as we get paid, that's half the battle, I think. The other half is if the Federal Reserve has to cover, you best believe they're going to crack the whip and they're going to say, you guys are like, you're not getting a bailout. Like you're done. You're regulated. We're sending people in. You guys are in trouble. Yada, yada, yada. People going to prison. And that might happen. And I think that'll really check these hedge funds for probably just for a little while. Right. And then we'll see what happens in the future. But hopefully people crack down. Yeah, Gary Gensler, Raptor, I'm with you right there, my friend. Hopefully Gary Gensler cracks down on these guys. From what I've been hearing, it seems like he's a stickler, which is exactly what we need. We need someone who's gonna get in there and say, no, y'all are done. You're done. This is over with. I've been wanting to get you guys for years, and now you're done. What can I say? I just like the stocks. I'm a Dale. Mike, thanks for the educational stream, Corey. Much appreciated. No problem. That's the whole point of this. Like, it's just sharing knowledge, sharing education. And you guys give me such good ideas. You guys trigger my brain. You guys get me going and help me think of things that I otherwise wouldn't have thought of. And that's why I love having these conversations just with like the stream, just so we can have this back and forth. And I like it. I like the, you know, intimacy of it. It's like much smaller than some of these big streamers who they just like, they don't talk to anyone. They only talk to super chats. And, you know, maybe that makes sense because of where their stream is. It's like impossible to read it. I have a hard time keeping up with 100 people on the stream. So maybe that's how it goes. But I love this small back and forth like this. Lewis says, so I started to transfer Saturday. I can still transfer on Monday, or cancel the transfer on Monday with nothing being in limbo. Should I cancel or hold till 2? Oh gosh, Lewis, this is the hardest question, my friend. So hard to say. How long will the transfer take? I another pick to Discord. Do I need a certain amount of capital? Oh, thank you, Olive. Let's see. Do I need a certain amount of capital? So I think I have that one up here. How much money do I need? Okay, yeah, you don't need much money at all. Let me make sure I have all of these because I appreciate this. Let's see. How do I gauge my maximum losses? I like that one. Well, that's kind of cutting losses, right? Or how much, you know what? I like that. I'll tell you why. I'll put how much can I lose? I like that one. How do I make sure I sell the contract? How do I make sure I sell the contract? What are the different ways to sell options? I'm going to put this here. How do I make sure I sell the contract? Auto for some. And then it was, what are the different ways to sell options? And then I have that here, kind of selling early, exercising. Great questions. Thank you. Trey just started streaming. Oh, did he? It would take 2 to 5 days. Oh, okay. Oh gosh, Lewis, this is such a hard decision, my friend. You know, Lewis, here's my concern, right? Of course, you're concerned that you're going to miss the squeeze, but at the same time, you're concerned, like, what if Robinhood doesn't even allow, like, it just shuts down during the squeeze? I don't know. They've been having some trouble with crypto, which has made me a little nervous about, you know, people in Robinhood. And dang, you know, it's so scary. Okay, Kevin, here we go. Kevin has an idea. Suggestion, just transfer half of your positions at a time. This way you're never completely stuck if something goes down. Interesting. I like that. Yep. How much can I lose is always on my mind. Great. Yeah, that's a good point. And I didn't even think about that, you know, because some people don't realize, you know, even if you purchase a stock and you're in for $100 and it goes down 50%, they're like, okay, well, what happens? Like, as easy as it might seem, you know, some people out all the time. What happens if the stock, you know, in real life, what happens if stock goes down like 50% or whatever? It's like, well, that's half your money. But yeah, good questions. Andrew says, hey guys, awesome. Now I have something to do while I'm chilling. Thanks for going live. Hey, no problem, Andrew. Appreciate it. Oh, Ilya, don't be afraid to ask my friend. Ask it again. Oh, okay. Ilya says, will this course be free or need to pay in order to access? If so, what platform, what price? If that's already determined. So nothing is determined yet. My goal is 100% to have it for free, but there are some things that need to fall into place. The most I would charge for it would be like $5 at the absolute most. Unless some platform forced me to do 10. Like, I think I was looking at like Udemy for releasing it potentially, and Udemy was like, I think it's like a $10 minimum. So I would have to see if I can do it. Even then, I would try to see if I could find a coupon to make it $5. But I would rather release it for free. But in order for me to release it for free, I would need to like kind of supplement that money. So even if I like sold merch instead or something, it really just kind of depends. My goal would 100% for it to be free though. But there is also something like, if you've ever purchased a course on Udemy or something, there's almost an urgency to purchasing it, and I'm like, you know what, I just paid for this course, I'm gonna take this course, like I'm gonna take it seriously. I invested in it, I invested in myself, and I'm going to progress, you know what I mean? And so there's something in there also though that will hold individuals accountable to making sure they take the course. And it's not that I want people to take my course, it's that like I think financial literacy is so important, and it's going to continue to be important in the future. And if you have children or whatever it is, like, you want to be able to teach them these values, you want to be able to know, because there's a huge resurgence here in stocks and investing. So yeah, just that's that. Good question, and I appreciate you keeping me transparent. And thank you for reminding me. Ilya, don't be afraid to ask the question again. Just obviously don't spam it 10 times in a row, but thank you for your gentle reminder. What's up, Mike? What's up, fellas? Let's see. Steve, hey, Corey, hearing all the things about the shady banks, would it ever be possible to find an honest, trustable financial advisor, asset management teams when the squeeze happens? Steve, I've been trying to, well, I haven't done a good job, but I would love to find a financial advisor that I trust, that I could bring on the stream and talk. I would love to get a poll of the questions you guys have, and organize it. You know what I mean? See you, Lee. I'm actually gonna head out soon anyways, Lee, so I'll catch you later. Thanks for hanging out, my friend. But yeah, so that's my thoughts. I definitely need some investment guidance. The course would be so beneficial for, yeah, and that's exactly what it is, Kyle. So there's a lot of people that just jumped in, whether it was for AMC or GameStop, or it was during the pandemic, whenever a lot of people were jumping into stocks when they were super low. And so that's the goal, right? I just want people to be informed, educated about some of these more simple things. This course isn't like a crazy course like in college or something. It's just like a very basic, easy to understand, simple, but robust course. I'm actually pretty proud of how this has come together. I was a little nervous at the beginning. I was like, how am I going to do a course? But you know what? It just really fell. I've been planning it for weeks. So, I was going to say it just fell in my lap, but no, I've been just planning it. Anytime I have a question, I put it on here really quickly. Anytime you guys have a good question that I'm like, you know what, this is a question I get asked a lot, I put it on here. And so just kind of moving it along, as well as questions that aren't asked very often. But yeah, so I think it'll be so useful. I think people are going to love it. All right, guys, I'm going to call it there. Thank you all for hanging out with me. If you guys have any questions, if you think of a question that you want to ask or add to it, just find the stream and then ask a question in the comments. Say, Corey, I don't think I saw this. Can you make sure it's on there? Even if it is on there, just double check it. Say, Corey, what about this? What about that? And I'm more than happy to answer this, okay? But that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's always such a good time. I always love hanging out with you guys. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be on tomorrow morning at 30 minutes before the bell, as well as until 30 minutes after the bell. So something about it. In fact, let's do it. All right, so I'll be in the Discord. Someone, it should be in the content in the description of the video. Let me get it for you, my friend. Hey, thanks so much, Funk. We'll see you soon, my friend. Here's the Discord. All right. I will catch you guys later. You guys have a great day. Oh, Corey, release this course in the stage and follow-up stages. And the first stage is free. James, actually, I really like that idea. I was thinking about doing, this first one free and then the little micro sections, maybe $5 or something. But I see what you're saying. We'll see. I'm gonna think about it. Good suggestion. Thank you for that. All right, guys. I'm gonna leave you guys with some music. Let you guys hang out for a bit. But thank you guys again for hanging out with me. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.